Today on Rock the Park.
Here we go. My heart is starting to pound.
We're learning what it takes to survive in Denali's High Alpine.
It's unpredictable out here. There's nothing below us. Whoa.
And discovering these mountains have a lesson plan all their own.
You would never see that coming. Oh, oh.
I'm Jack Stewart.
And I'm Colton Smith. We've been buddies for years, and we love exploring the national parks.
It's all about packing up a car and just doing it, just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
there's no telling what will happen next.
Get set to rock the park.
We're in Denali National Park, home to glaciers, grizzly bears, and the tallest peak in North America, the 20,000-foot tall Denali, meaning the Great One. Located in the Alaska Range, Denali is about 240 miles north of Anchorage.
Most people explore this vast wilderness by bus or even dog sled. But we're heading for the mountains. We're going to rappel into a deep crevasse.
Woo!
Then learn how to get ourselves out. On the off chance we fall into one while climbing.
Ooh, my heart is starting to pound.
We've been on a glacier before, but we've never been inside one. It's gonna be intense.
Oh yeah.
And up there, anything can happen.
Ooh, that is an avalanche.
Once again in Alaska, we find ourselves in full winter attire in the middle of summer.
Before we hit the mountains, we're meeting up with our guide,
Good morning.
Jeremiah,
who's going to help us prepare for the extreme conditions.
What we bring into the field is our only way of survival. We are on rock, ice, and snow. That's it. These are the things that you're going to need to ascend out of a crevasse should you fall in one. What you're gonna do is a girth hitch.
It's important to learn the safety techniques and skills before you go out and tackle something like this.
Falling through a crevasse, it's not 100% avoidable, and that's why we travel roped up.
Glaciers have these crevasses, which are big, big holes underneath the snow. Glaciers are formed when snow compresses over time into thick masses of ice. They're always moving, so ice cracks and fractures as it shifts.
Those cracks or crevasses can be thousands of feet deep, which means you could become trapped in the ice if you fall in. So Jeremiah is teaching us how to extract ourselves. With this technique, we'll be able to ascend a rope anchored to our team at the top.
in this controlled environment, it's easy to get into a nice rhythm. Lifting the foot up, going up with the rope, and just repeating that over and over again. But later today, our environment is gonna change drastically.
After getting the basics, it's time to head to the airport while the weather is good.
So we're catching our flight with Talkeetna Air Taxis. Their planes are basically fitted to land in anything from water to glaciers. As we're making our way into the mountains, we start to see these jagged, gnarly-looking peaks. And then we spot the king of them all, Denali.
Looking at the summit of Denali, the tallest peak in North America, just gives you goosebumps.
Denali Base Camp is where the majority of climbers begin their journey up the nearby peaks. Base Camp sits at an elevation of 7,200 feet atop the massive 44-mile-long Kahiltna Glacier.
As we enter the valley, our pilot's circling around so we can get low enough to land on this perfect little airstrip on the glacier. We do a couple flybys to double check that no crevasses have opened up near the runway and that no avalanches are imminent.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. I take one step out. Whoa! and my jaw literally drops.
These are mountains,
man.
dude. Oh,
These
man.
are mountains.
Wow. So if you're wondering why we're wearing sunglasses, it's because the light reflects off of the snow and the glaciers, and it can do terrible damage to your eyes, and they have to be a certain strength. Normal sunglasses aren't gonna cut it up here. First things first, we're gonna set up our base camp.
Oh boy, this is gonna be awesome.
Coming up on Rock the Park, we throw everything we have at the mountain.
And the mountain throws everything it has back at us.
We really don't know what to expect up there.
We're on top of the world and a glacier in Denali National Park in Alaska. Kahiltna Glacier is littered with crevasses. Some are as wide as a school bus and hundreds of feet deep.
We're here at the end of the summer, which means the snow bridges that cover the cracks have melted and weakened, which is a huge concern. We're getting prepped and ready to practice a technique that could save us if we fall into a crevasse.
All right, gentlemen, let's roll out. Let's keep good rope tension and travel as an efficient glacier team.
We need to keep about 40 feet away from one another as we hike, so that if one of us falls into a crevasse, the other team members are less likely to fall in as well.
Oh, man.
You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That is what we call a crevasse. If the snow hadn't melted from that little hole right there, you would never see that coming.
All right, guys, so you can see this perimeter that we've laid out.
Yes.
And this has been probed, so it's a safe zone.
This is our training ground, a huge crevasse more than 100 feet deep. And we're gonna be rappelling at least 40 feet down over the lip.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. As if seeing this crazy crevasse isn't enough to get our blood pumping.
All right, gentlemen, self-arrest. You're going to become basically a piece of protection on the snow, holding your buddy that has just fallen in the crevasse.
Jeremiah drops the bomb on us that not only do we have to get ourselves out,
And we're actually gonna be doing the self-arrest technique?
Yeah, correct.
but that we're gonna be fully supporting one another's weight.
Here's how it'll look. We're walking along, somebody else falling as fast as I can. Stomp my feet in, lift up on my shaft, and now I have 3 good points of contact.
That makes you essentially an anchor. We're just diving to the ground, getting back up, holding our ice axes, getting down on the ground again.
Reminded me of football camp is what it reminded me of. Ready, set up.
Good job, guys. All right, that's exactly what I want to see.
Yeah!
Woo! All right.
Let's head over to the crevasse. Good to go.
All right, time to get lowered into a crevasse. You better have me.
I've got you. You're not going anywhere, don't you worry.
Colton will be holding my body weight, but we also have a second safety rope.
Oh, man.
You got it, don't worry, just go for it.
Woo! Now I'm just waiting for that drop when Colton goes into self-arrest. He did it flawlessly because I didn't drop at all.
I got him. I got him. Ooh.
I'm dangling at least 80 feet above the bottom of the crevasse, and for all we know, the snow could be concealing another drop below that. Next thing I gotta do is put my foot loop on. What this thing does is it allows me to step up and basically climb this like a ladder.
Now, I don't know how long I can stay in this position. Oh, man. Because I can feel Jack dangling on the other end. It hurts. Oh, it's definitely digging into my hips.
All right. I think I'm ready to ascend. Oh. Ugh.
How you doing, Jack?
Finding a rhythm, I think.
Good, yeah. No easy feat, is it?
No, it is not. All right.
How was it?
It was pretty nuts. I mean, at first, I was kind of flailing all over the place, but once I got in that groove, it was pretty easy.
All right, Colton.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Are you
Oh.
ready?
Yeah, kinda. And I just start walking backwards, and boom. Oh. Whoa. Next thing I know, I'm dangling with nothing but ice and snow around me.
Oh. Whoa. Get those feet planted, your toes in holes. There you go.
Oh. Oh. I feel the rope cinch up, and I assume that Jack has probably face-planted himself right into the snow.
Oh, there we go.
All right, I think I'm good. I start pulling myself up. Then all of a sudden, I get a little stuck. Ooh. After about a minute, I look down and see that my foot's not even in my foot loop.
There we go. All right, now we're in business.
It can be a little overwhelming. There's so much that goes into doing something like this.
How you doing?
All right. How you doing, Jack?
I'm ready for you to get out.
I wanted to explore down there, you know, take my time.
Are you up?
I'm up.
Are you safe? All right.
We still have a lot to learn about mountaineering. But after today, we at least have a crucial skill that could end up saving our lives.
So we're out of the crevasse and something is just eating away at me. What mountain are we gonna be climbing? Because I'm looking around and I don't see anything that looks like it's within our skill set.
Well, I had this one in mind.
Holy cow.
That's a big slab of rock.
That's a really, really big peak.
It's just after dawn in Denali National Park, and we're gearing up for a trek across the Kahiltna Glacier to climb the Control Tower. This peak is called the Control Tower because it just hovers over the runway where these planes land. I'm looking out at the route from our base camp, and you can just see a maze of crevasses that eventually lead up to this rocky, steep peak.
It's gonna be physically demanding and mentally challenging.
Our hike to the nearly 8,700-foot mountain is just under 2 miles.
Right now we're starting to do a little bit more uphill.
You can feel it. As we hike, we're seeing giant crevasses at just about every bend.
Definitely unsettling.
And we can hear the ice crack as well.
And the sound is nothing short of eerie. And then we hear avalanches in the distance.
Avalanches are common in Denali. Heavy snow, ice, and rock frequently thunder down the steep mountainsides.
I take one moment and look behind us. Some weather is moving in on the top of the mountain behind me right now.
Out here, weather dictates everything, and it's gonna dictate how far we can go on this climb. Getting stuck out on one of these mountains is no joke.
After more than 2 hours, we've reached the base of Control Tower. The peak is another 3/4 of a mile up, straight up.
And now we're gonna snake around this other side of the mountain and hopefully weave our way through a huge minefield of crevasses.
It's time to fully gear up and be ready for everything that we went over in practice yesterday. To our left, we have gigantic crevasses that drop down we don't know how many hundreds of feet.
Oh man, that is a deep crevasse.
And then to our right, we have a gigantic avalanche debris field.
These unsteady chunks of ice and boulders are making our path all the more treacherous.
As we're walking, you just see these huge holes next to you. And then as you put your ice axe into the snow, it just slides in easy.
Which means there could be a crevasse just under the surface. After another 45 minutes of carefully winding our way through this maze, we're ready to tackle the main event. We've got 200 feet to climb before we hit the ridge line, and it's difficult, even in the best conditions.
It's a little spooky. There is fog everywhere. It's really hard to see where we're going.
Oh, man.
Ooh. Every step we go, it gets steeper. And then we turn around and see the weather rolling in.
We are caught up in a storm on the top of this mountain right now. The only thing we can do right now is follow Jeremiah's lead and take it one step at a time.
All right, gentlemen, we've come to the most technical part of our climb so far.
We're coming up to a Bergschrund, which is where the glacier separates from the mountain.
These types of crevasses can be very deep and unstable, but we have to get past it in order to reach the ridgeline.
Whoa. My heart is starting to pound. Whoa. 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 All right.
You got it, dude. Kick the feet in, get that ice axe in.
Yeah, I know. It's just more a matter of if I really want to go over this or not. Underneath you see all these holes that are just really deep. And then now peering over to the other side where we're about to go is a giant, giant cliff. Oh, man. All right.
Kick good steps, make sure your foot's in almost to the heel.
I take a step up and I peer over the ridgeline, and the mountain seems to just drop.
Oh, man.
After a wild trek across a glacier, we make it over the steep ridgeline of Control Tower Peak. This view is definitely worth the effort.
I have to take my sunglasses off to make sure this is real.
Whoa. This is much steeper than I thought it was from down at the bottom.
Whew. We're so close to the peak.
We've got another 72 vertical feet to climb, but the path is covered in ice and snow with 1,000-foot drop-offs and no room for error.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
As I look at that ridge up there, it looks mean.
You've got a gigantic glacier sitting on one side of you, and then a steep, rocky mountain cliff face on the other side.
The snow clouds are still swirling above us, the wind is picking up, and we're having trouble finding the best path.
So I'm shaking right now up on this ridge, trying to keep myself in one place, and all of a sudden we just hear this thunderous roar.
Ooh, man.
There's a massive avalanche coming down the peak of Hunter. Mount Hunter is less than 2 miles away, and that avalanche is a little too close for comfort.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Man, that is nature's power right there.
Well, that's not what you like to see when you're up on a mountain.
In a landscape as dynamic as Denali, you have to assess your route and your risk continuously.
There's not a static situation on any of these peaks. They change multiple times throughout the year and sometimes even multiple times throughout the day. And I think that maybe this would be a good high point for us.
I believe in our ability to get over obstacles and to push on. We're making the smart choice and being safe.
We're sitting on top of this mountain and look around us. This is spectacular no matter where you want to stop.
Climbers come from all over the world to stick their nose into these mountains, and some of the best come in here.
This is what mountaineering is all about. It's about challenging yourself and truly living in the moment.
Climbing a mountain is just like anything else in life. You have to take it one step at a time. And at the end of the day, we're sitting on top of a mountain in the heart of Denali.
Trekking across Denali's high alpine glaciers proves that with the right training and solid teamwork, anything is possible in the national parks. And remember,
Hey, if we can do it, so can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.